The risk of flooding is an ongoing issue in Oxford, affecting areas across the city. In January, severe flooding caused further concern among residents.
Our reporter, Gutteridge, went to find out what is being done to improve public safety.
The people of Oxford are no strangers to excessive flooding. Especially in the winter and spring, many areas of the city are at a high risk of being submerged in water that reaches high levels and affects local services.
The city is at high risk of flooding due to being situated in a low, narrow area of the Thames Valley, with water travelling downstream from the river when it overflows. In periods of wet weather, residents and businesses are at high risk.
We've had very high river levels in January and February. These are the highest in January that we've seen for 10 years, so this is quite a significant level. At the moment there's something like 1,000 properties that are vulnerable to flooding in a very large scale event, so the kind of thing you'd expect to see once in 100 years. If climate change predictions are correct, that's going to rise to several thousand over the next few decades. And it's serious, and if we had a very large scale flood, the costs run into tens of millions.
The terrain of Oxford includes a slight incline from east to west, and areas such as Osney Island and South Hinksey have been the worst affected by past floods. Villages and suburbs in the northwest of the city are particularly vulnerable. A public inquiry for a solution to the flooding issue was completed in January. The Oxford Flood Alleviation scheme is being developed by the Environment Agency in partnership with local government to provide defences against levels of flooding last seen in 1947. The scheme involves creating a new relief stream spanning from Botley Road down to the River Thames near Kennington. Designed to draw flood water away from populated areas, it will protect the main infrastructure and properties near the floodplain. If the scheme goes ahead, it's claimed it will be enough to protect the city against flooding for the next 100 years, saving £1.5 billion in reparation costs and providing security for thousands living in the most vulnerable areas. This would be a major advancement to protect the people of Oxford and future generations. This is Gutteridge, Brooks TV, Oxford.